My favourite piece of street art is the piece I'll create tomorrow. I try not to get hung up on pieces I've created in the past because I often try and progress myself and better myself with every artwork I make. My name is Kerehona and I'm a female painter and street artist. I would describe my style of art as an intersection between mediums. I often try to combine street art and have very feminine properties in my work where that seems kind of out of place in that setting. I always try and aim for strong meaning in my work and strong messages that involve things that concern the human condition and social and societal inequalities. It's comforting to go into a drawing having an idea of how you're going to compose the piece. After I do a simple sketch, I then launch straight into a painting, or if it's a street art piece, then I go straight onto a wall. It's usually a pretty continued process from there. I wouldn't consider my art impulsive. It is usually quite considered, but I consider it in my head before I put it down on paper. And by the time it's up on the wall, it's usually been weeks of effort and thinking that's gone into the piece and how I'm going to assemble it. For my painting process, I work primarily in oil paint, which involves priming a surface with gesso and then using the oil paint and starting with the base layer and building it up layer by layer as the previous layers dry. Sometimes I'll spend entire days just answering emails and writing quotes and preparing different commissions and jobs for people, because that's a side of art that people love to neglect, and it's a very important part of it is to prepare for work properly and to make sure that you're establishing yourself as a professional. Working with a muralist company and learning the admin side of street art, the business side of street art at quite a young age really helped me to value my art and know how to price my work and how to make a living off it. I realised that I can be an artist full-time if I choose to. So there's no reason to be fearful of that prospect because it's viable for anyone to do. I always thought street art was super cool, and when I was around 13 or 14 I had a friend and I saw him spray painting one of his sculptures outside. Immediately I said, "Can you teach me how to do that? I want to do that." That kind of planted the seed in a way, and my interest for street art only grew from there. I started to research on my own accord. I realised that I wanted to actually refine my art, and I wanted street art to be an extension of my art and not just graffiti. I've never felt restricted personally in street art because of my gender. I've only ever felt respected for it. But maybe that respect is sourced from people feeling like they can't do it themselves. I think as a female artist, you already have to battle for recognition, especially in art history, which is vastly dominated by male artists, and street art is no different. My mum had always raised me to do anything a boy could do and be whatever I want to be, and I never really thought of it as a problem. I think being a female street artist in a male-dominated field is always going to be slightly more challenging, but there will also be opportunities of expression that will be open to me that won't be open to men. I will be able to comment on how women walk through the world. I'll be able to create art that's feminine and powerful and that other women can relate to. But I also try and incorporate other people into my work as well, because I want to express the societal or social inequalities that they experience and not just my own. This is why I've done artworks of people of colour, refugees and immigrants to Australia, and men who want to change perceptions of masculinity. I'm very inspired by my current studies in sociology and environmental studies. These studies are really helping me to understand how different injustices are formed, why they are formed, and how we can alleviate them and create social change. Understanding how I can create social change in my work is really helping to enhance my process and understanding of what actually impacts people. I think keeping yourself informed and knowledgeable is so important to creating good art, because you can get stuck in a bubble of vanity and forget what's happening in the world and what's happening with other people, and not incorporating that into your work at all. My most uplifting experience as an artist would have to be the workshop I ran for International Women's Day this year. Basically, I ran a workshop for 30 women who got an opportunity to express their ideas and create their own posters and create art about their experiences as women and what it means to be a woman in this world. No one should feel restricted in their ability to share their opinions, and women should feel like they should be able to be strong and feminine and move through the world with the fierceness that they have in their hearts.